Hey guys, Mahmoud here. I run an agency called nichewebsitemanagement.com where we take clients with starter sites all the way up to those with over $1 million in valuation, and we help to grow, scale, and build their sites. And in these free videos, I'm going to share with you how to do exactly the same thing. Let's get into today's video. So in today's video, we're going to talk about the top 10 jobs that ChatGPT is going to replace. Hopefully you're not in one of these jobs, but if you are, at least you can take action from now. So today's video is a really interesting one because it's already showing how much impact ChatGPT and OpenAI is having on the workforce as it is, and it's only going to get more compounded as things increase over the next few years. So let's get into today's video. So there's been a new study that's been coordinated by OpenAI and created by Pennsylvania University that has showed the impact that ChatGPT and OpenAI is going to have on the workforce. Now this was based generally in the US, but even with that in mind, there was at least an 80% impact that it's going to have on the workforce as the AI technology gets better and ChatGPT starts to learn from its users and build up its data banks. So specifically what this research and case study did, it looked at the impact of large language models like ChatGPT, possibly even Google Bard when that comes into play, and how that will look on the labor market. Now, in general, what the study done is it looked at this exposure of a specific role or workforce, a job, and how ChatGPT would reduce the human time required to complete that same task. Now, generally, all wage levels are going to have an impact. So whether you're on a lower income or really high income, it doesn't really make a difference in terms of the impact that a ChatGPT is going to have. But some higher income jobs may actually be replaced faster than other low income skill jobs. So we're going to take a look at that right now. So here's the link of the case study. If you get a chance, feel free to take a look. I'll leave the link in the description below. Again, this was done in conjunction with OpenAI, ChatGPT, and the University of Pennsylvania. It's a pretty comprehensive case study, as you can see. It's got over 35 pages, pretty dense. So I didn't actually read all of it, but I did read the most important parts. Now for us, the most important parts is the workforce and the percentage of which of the workforce that is looking to actually replace. Again, this is specifically in the US, but I would assume the same would follow suit for any part of the world. And here it is. There are quite a lot of jobs that ChatGPT is going to have an exposure or influence to and with, but there are a few that it seems as if they can be replaced in maybe a short period, to be honest. So let's zoom in a little bit so we can take a closer look. So as it currently stands, as you can see, there are different categories of jobs, and each one has a different level of exposure. You've got people from interpreters and translators, poets, creative writers, general writers and authors, and then you go down to like mathematicians, etc., tax accountants, tax advisors, etc. So of course, the first thing you want to do is probably find what job or role is closely suited to you in your position, whether that's a job or whether that's in your business, and see how much of an exposure you are at risk to. So for example, anyone that's writing anything for their content site, their niche website, they're going to be probably grouped into this batch here. And as you can see, there's an 82.5% chance of exposure. Now, of course, that doesn't mean that 82% of the workforce is going to be replaced. I guess it would essentially mean that you have around an 82% chance of the task being performed at a way faster rate via ChatGPT than by a human. So if your job falls in any of the 100% brackets, then I think it's fair to say that there's going to be a very, very big impact in your job role, company role, organization, etc. So for example, if you are a mathematician and you do that as a side hustle or even a full-time hustle, so for example, you're like a maths tutor, there's a high chance that at some point you're going to be replaced by ChatGPT. Again, these aren't definite figures, but these are very, very interesting to understand where ChatGPT and OpenAI is going and what you can do right now to kind of mitigate that risk. I think for anyone in the content writing space, writers and authors, it does show up actually twice here. I'm not sure why, but generally anything content related has already started to be replaced by ChatGPT and similar chat box tools. And I think it's safe to say that it's probably just going to get better and better as time moves on. So if you are a content writer in this space or you have a content agency, it's wise to start making informed decisions and either integrate some type of AI or ChatGPT into your content writing service or potentially become an expert. So it makes it a lot harder for an AI-based tool to replace you. Anyhow, a few others that I thought were really interesting. I thought accountants and auditors, which looks, again, 100% exposure. So if you are, again, in an accountancy, bookmaking, bookkeeping, etc., then it's probably time to take a look at your current positions. Again, legal secretaries and admin assistants, that was really interesting to see 100% exposure. What I found very interesting was, as you can see, many people thought that the inclusion of a ChatGPT or AI in general would replace low-skilled, low-paid jobs. But it seems like it's the kind of the opposite, where the higher paid, higher skilled, those that actually have had to go to university, for example, are being replaced, or the exposure to their job is higher than those with a lower skilled job. So that was very interesting. But again, I'll leave the link for you to check out yourself. I think it's super interesting and very relevant to today and what's happening right now to take a look at this. And then once you know, you can plan and prepare based on what you think the best actions are moving forward. So just a few things to note. This case study obviously has its limitations, but it was very interesting to see and go through actual data that shows how ChatGPT is already engaged and integrated into workforces, what that's potential to look like in the future, and what skills it deems that it's going to replace faster than others. So for example, if you're a cook, a painter, a plumber, etc., you probably don't have anything to worry about in the near future. But if you are, again, a mathematician, someone that's writing articles, someone that's in a skilled high position, like an accountant, it'll be wise to formulate a smart plan moving forward. Anyhow, it feels like ChatGPT is just getting stronger and stronger as the weeks and months roll on. Feel free to add any comments about what you think is going to happen in the future in the comment box below, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.